Alright, so
As the wind blows through my window, I remember it all so well. Winter came so fast that year, and just outside a cheap motel, I saw you standing on the sidewalk as the cold wind started to sway with your head.
Our journey to this rocky coastline paradise got off to a rocky start. After 12 hours at the airport, we finally took off for our 16-hour flight across the ocean. We were excited to finally touch down in Melbourne and to meet an amazing new world of coastline, kangaroos, and koalas.
Alright, so Christina's been working the last couple days, so I've just been exploring on my own. Melbourne has been this really cool combination of modern and cool architecture and these amazing green spaces, like this botanical gardens. So check out some of the video I shot. There's art all over the place. So many people are active. Runners, bikers, bike lanes, running past the infrastructure. Yeah, really kind of loving this city.
About tomorrow, and it's okay, baby. Don't you know that it's over? You know we're gonna make it out alive. You don't care much about tomorrow, and it's okay.
We just got our van and we're loading it up. It is so new and nice looking, and it just seems really easy, so let's see what happens.
Alright, we've got a 3.5 hour drive to the coast. Driving on the left hand side of the road.
On our 7-day van camping trip along the coast from Melbourne to Sydney, we camped in national parks along the way. Day after day consisted of breathtaking views. We spent hours watching the birds, waves, and light dance across the rocks. And it was so big and rugged, we felt like we had nearly all of it to ourselves.
Alright, just doing a little hike in the town of Apollo by the water. Just spent our first night at the beautiful campsite. Came down to this small town. I just got an amazing cup of coffee. Probably do breakfast in a minute and just enjoy the water a little bit more. And then I was amazed how close we got to koalas. They spend over 20 hours a day napping, but somehow we got to see a few of the fur balls move. Koalas are really closely related to kangaroos, and they certainly act like sloths, hang out in trees, and eat eucalyptus.
We left Phillips Island and continued our drive north over the next few days. We were surprised by the diversity of the environment. We saw everything from deep forest to farmland, cows and sheep, and then jungles and ferns bigger than my head or my whole body. Sand dunes, perfect beaches, more rocky coastline, and seriously the most majestic, strong, huge waves. We experienced all types of weather from strong winds to pouring rain and perfect sunshine. And of course, we saw kangaroos, wallaby, and seals galore.
we just found an amazing hole in the rock.
As the wind blows through my window, I remember it all so well. Winter came so fast that year, and just outside a cheap motel, I saw you standing on the sidewalk as the cold wind started to sway. With your head held high as our eyes met, I remember what you used to say. How many times can we say goodbye? Well, see you on the other side. Oh, we try to pick up the pieces. Two hearts that will never be the same. Back in early December, what a night to remember. Standing by your father's house, holding you tight in the pouring rain. Back in early December, what a night to remember. Standing by your father's house, holding you tight in the pouring rain. Back in early December, what a night to remember.
We also saw something called an echidna, which I learned about. It's a relative of the platypus and anteater. It's a mammal that lays eggs. We also saw hundreds of little penguins making their journey home after a long day out at sea. Even though we weren't able to get footage of it, it was absolutely so heartwarming to imagine them having worked all day at sea and then coming onto the beach and hearing their babies call and trying to make their way back to the nest. It was amazing.
Probably one of my favorite things in all of Australia were the sea pools. There are these pools built on the edge of the ocean that are filled by the ocean waves crashing over the rocky walls.
And then, just like that, we were across the Seacliff Bridge and into Sydney. We knew the Opera House was going to be cool and beautiful, and it absolutely was. But that wasn't it. Buildings themselves were unique and architecturally interesting. We spent a lot of time walking through Chinatown. It was really fun to walk around because they still had all of the celebration up from the Lunar New Year. And we ended up in the garden for an evening, which was an incredible experience. We spent a lot of time at the Royal Botanical Gardens, marveling at the size and diversity of the trees and the birds. We definitely didn't miss out on seeing some giant spiders. I was a little scared they were going to eat us or entrap us in their huge webs, but we did confirm afterwards that they were not the deadly type. that this trip exceeded all expectations I had by far. It was never, the next place that I have to go, but now I wonder how could I have gone so long without having been there, and how soon can I be back? It just made you feel so small and insignificant and weirdly calm. I'd go back in a heartbeat.